On November 4, 2008, Barack Obama defeated John McCain in a landslide victory and became the first African American to be elected President of the United States. In his victory speech, Barack Obama proclaimed to thousands of his supporters in Chicago's Grant Park that change has come to America. However, 5 to 10% of Americans lost rights in this election, and some of those Americans are here at Florida State University, at the Pride Student Union, or PSU, a student organization brought together in order to provide support for gays, lesbians, transgendered individuals, and straight allied students.
When I found out Amendment 2 passed, I was once again at the LGBTQ Student Resource Center. We were having an election watch party and keeping track of Amendment 2 and Prop 8 and a bunch of unfortunate amendments that happened to pass that day. It was shocking and quite disappointing.
I feel that a big problem with it was the voters were uneducated about the content of it. The language of the amendment was very, it sounded very straightforward, and it was really actually quite vague.
Amendment 2 not only bans gay marriage, but limits any legal equivalents to marriage, including legal unions, which have very few protections to begin with.
I think it passed because not enough people, well, one, are open-minded in this country, and not enough people are actually educated in this country. And I'm not talking about like, I'm learning rocket science educated. I'm talking about you don't take the time to learn about other people in the world. And so of course you're going to make decisions that take away other people's rights if you don't actually take the time to learn.
It was advertised as a ban on gay marriage, which right away makes no sense because there are already several laws that ban gay marriage in the state of Florida. Gay people are not the only people that have domestic partnerships and civil unions. I think the numbers were something like 360,000 families would be affected if Amendment 2 passed, only 4,000 of which identified as same-sex.
Living with two people who identify as gay, it was really hard for me to watch my own friends kind of, lose a little bit of the rights that I typically, I guess, take for granted. I was born with the right to marry whomever I wanted, whomever I loved. It just seems so archaic and so backwards for a country like America to deny people, based on what they do in the bedroom, basic rights. I mean, really what people do behind closed doors is none of our business. They should certainly be allowed to marry whomever they love.
Proposition 8 is really unique in that it took away rights that that had already been allocated to a group of people, and that was really felt. And that was really, it was it was a hit against the gay community, and people in California really felt it, but it that set sort of almost what felt like a false precedent for similar things to happen everywhere else in the country, and it really worries me a lot that I don't know where it's going to go.
Upon the passing of these bills, there was a joint march and protest throughout the United States for sexual equality. Here in Tallahassee, on November 15th, hundreds of protesters marched to the Capitol.
It was amazing. There were easily over 350 people gathered outside of Tallahassee's Capitol and shouting and yelling and celebrating and just chanting, gay, straight, black, white, marriage is a civil right. It was intense. And it was so much fun to march with all these people and know that I'm not the only one upset about this. There are lots of people that feel we're not being treated fairly. The rally in itself had reminded me of this amazing quote by a very wise woman I know named Yolanda Farrell. She said, "I am a tree by the river, and I have the right to manifest boldly here." And I told that to the crowd. And I wanted to remind them, we're here. We're in Florida at this time. in this place in history, and now's the chance we get to manifest. We get to make history. Why not? Why not us? Let's make history.